Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time, as I say every single week on our webinars, on our podcast episodes. It's so important. I need to make sure that our agents are walking away with nuggets, right? You're spending your valuable time with us on a Thursday afternoon, and we need to reward you all, right? So you have sales ideas, concepts, lead programs, great strategies that you can use this afternoon, right? So you come back again on our webinar next week and the week after, and you're at our expo April 12th. And you know that we bring value, we bring the sizzle. That's our goal, and I think we're going to accomplish that today as well. So here's what we're doing. If you want to just sit back for a minute, relax, make sure you have your notepad or your app. I don't care. Use that Q&A question pane. We want to hear from all of you agents listening. I see we have a record number of you attending today, so we really appreciate that. But again, if you're not taking notes and using that Q&A box, then you're wasting an hour here with us today on a beautiful Thursday afternoon in South Florida. So please make sure you jump in. Okay, so what we're doing is we're going to give you the 100-foot overview, right? We're here in 2024, coming into the end of March, early April, right? Quarter one almost done, quarter two coming up, and we have a lot of agents that specialize in estate planning, the monster cases. We also have our third bedroom term agents, final expense agents, and then we have agents that literally are focused on every corner of our industry, the annuity space, final expense, IUL. It really doesn't make a difference. But the goal today is to make sure that all of you, if you're listening live or you're listening 2-3 weeks from now, we don't really care. We want to make sure that you have a good grasp on the latest and hottest final expense carriers, products, sales platforms, strategies, lead programs, right? So you know when you're calling on leads or you're speaking to an existing client referral, whatever it is, it doesn't matter that you have the latest and greatest and there's not another agent that's going to come behind you, right, and either replace your product or quote something much better than what you're quoting. Okay, you need to understand that. So you can, number one, use our quoter, okay, or call any one of our marketers. We have 11 marketers in 3 different states now, and we're all here to help you. Okay, so rely on us. So today, what we did, we also do this from time to time in the annuity space, is we, instead of having a typical carrier VP on and they're saying, oh my gosh, you know, our Gerber guaranteed issue and senior products are the best around, which that's also great, but we brought in a third party final expense consultant, okay, to not only talk about one product, but to talk about the latest and greatest products in 2024 and also talk about this complimentary turnkey sales platform that's available to all of you once you're active with Levinson, right, with Mutual of Omaha. Okay, so you're going to hear about this platform. You're going to hear about our complimentary scholarship program, which is available with most final expense companies. You're going to hear about children's whole life policies that start at just a few bucks a month, which is great for the senior market. But you think about, you know, the children's whole life, or think about a typical final expense product. And now think about this, right? You're out there, you're marketing, you're quoting this stuff every day, but you're also throwing in now a 1-year complimentary college scholarship to any of our 435 colleges across the U.S. at no charge for the consumer, just an add-on, just a value add by working with you, Bill Levinson, the FEX agent, right, out of Coral Springs, Florida. Okay, think about the sizzle, the icing on the cake. That's going to get you the sale every time if you explain it correctly. And I'm going to show you how to do that when Nate, our third-party consultant, is finished. Okay, and I'm telling you, it is a no-brainer. When you're talking about a children's whole life to grandparents or parents, when you're talking about FEX, okay, and you see the value add on this illustration I'm about to show you, you're going to understand why we're so excited about today's presentation and why we know if you use this in the field, it will change your year for the better. Okay, I promise you that. And then it's going to build a big referral stream because Sally or Harry's going to say to their friends at the card club, how did you find out about this? Who do I need to talk to get something like this, or put something like this on my granddaughter, little Jenny or little Johnny, right, who's 4 years old? This would be perfect. Okay, you get the referral every time. In fact, it's a referral stream. We even have a campaign built around this concept. So some really, really cool stuff. We even have, think about this, think of Amazon, right? For insurance, where you have your own Amazon type website. We even have a final expense product on the platform. So Sally or Harry can log in at 2 a.m. if they're still up, or if some early birds get up at 5 a.m., whatever. Go on your website, run a quote, okay, up to 100,000 final expense, get an instant decision. They can print and save their policy, and you wake up as the agent the next day and you have a new sale, a new commission, a new renewal commission in your inbox. Okay, that's how easy it is. Levinson has the exclusive rights to that platform. We own it, we built it. Let's move forward. What we're also going to do, make sure you're on until the end because we have our webinar question of the day. Make sure you're paying attention, and whoever answers first and correctly wins the Fire tablet and our prospecting book on us. Okay, so stay on until the end, pay attention, take notes. I said it 6 times already. Make sure you are taking notes. I want you to remember everything that you're about to hear. Okay, so real fast, this is our expo. Okay, if you have not RSVP'd, please do that today when we hang up. The reason why, we're at like 93% capacity. We can only hold 300 agents in the room by fire code. Okay, this is beachfront at our Hilton Embassy Resort. Beachfront on the sand, April 12th, around the corner. Make sure you're RSVP'd. That's the carrier lineup on the right-hand side. I don't care if you're that 3rd bedroom agent from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, or you're working on $50 to $100 million estate planning, IUL, and whole life policies. This is going to be a game changer for all of you. That I can promise you. Doesn't matter what part of the market you're in, annuities, life, supplemental products, doesn't make a difference. We even have 2 of our CEOs, presidents of insurance companies that are going to be there. We have one of my favorites, Joe Ross, the best sales coach when it comes to life and annuities in the industry by far. He's going to be there live. He's our keynote. The right-hand side, Mike Savage, that's Tony Robbins' right-hand man for 20 years. He's going to be there live. We have a hand-selected agent panel that's going to be live. This is going to be a great day. We're going to have a networking lunch on the sand in South Florida, excuse me, on the beach, a day you will not forget. Make sure you're RSVP'd. I don't want to beat it to death, but I want to make sure that you are there and we see you live on Friday, April 12th. Let's keep moving forward. Okay, real fast. This is our 411. So this is also important. And the reason why, and I hear this all the time, some of you get to our website and you talk to our marketers and you say, wow, Bill, you have the best team ever, best website ever, but I'm overwhelmed. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to begin. I don't see the end in sight, okay? We have over 90 carriers on all corners of the market, okay? What is the easiest way that helps our agents keep a pulse on all of the moving parts, the hot products, the canceled products, the latest lead programs, sales platforms? It's a 411 email that's in your inbox every other week. Okay, this is what it looks like. It's very simple. It's all broken down by product type, okay, or what's going on at the Levinson home office, but everything is just click, shoot, print, save, whatever you want, but it's right in front of you every other week, okay? This way you don't have to go to 92 different websites every other day. Everything is right here in the 411 newsletter, okay? The next slide here, Carrie loves this. As you know, Carrie's my father, started the company in 1972. Yes, he was that old school MetLife insurance salesman with the brown Cadillac and the dress, the short sleeve dress shirt and the tie that stopped at his belly button. He was that guy, okay, with the big mustache. You can just picture this, right? So he's got some great stories from back then, and he's got some great stories today, right? We have over 23,000 agents today. So obviously things have changed, but he's got some awesome stories. So we dedicated a monthly editorial article to Carrie. We call it Carrie's Corner. These are some great stories that you need to share, you need to listen to. These are great stories to share with prospects, right? That will move the needle, right? Wait till you hear when he had to hand deliver a death benefit check and it changed this family's future, okay? Stuff like that, right? Gives you goosebumps. Great, great stories. We just launched volume 31. Does it really matter how the sale was made? This is also inside of the 411 and on our website. So check that out when you can. And then do me a favor, after you read it, send him an email. Let him know your thoughts. This makes his day. Okay, so please do that after you read his articles. Okay, what we're going to do right now is switch gears. We're going to move over to our featured presenter of the day. We have Nate joining us. And again, he is our FEX consultant, not tied down to one company, which I love. So he's going to give us the 150-foot overview of the FEX world. Nate, are you there, buddy?
I sure am, Bill.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you for that.
Absolutely. Perfect. Well, I'm just going to rock and roll with this. So what I want to do is I'm going to go high level, and then I'm going to bring it down a little bit more. So big thing right now is final expense is booming. And why it's doing that is because it comes down to the market size, the demographic, and it's really underserved. I mean, we hear about this all the time. You guys are running into these clients, 10,000 baby boomers a day turning 65. That means there's over 100 million people right now between the ages of 50 to 80. So the opportunity here is through the roof with meeting clients and taking care of that final piece of the puzzle, and that's final expense with these clients. So are you currently selling final expense? Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. So there's different things that we consider with this, right? So with final expense, a couple of these bullet points, and Bill mentioned the websites and things like that. All the carriers that we're going to go over today have the carrier websites that you can complete applications. They have paper applications. It's really a simple cascading application that each of these carriers has to do. The underwriting is very simple. It's a cascading application with liberal underwriting. And now after COVID, almost all the carriers with final expense, you can sell this via paper or you can do it over the phone. So we're really seeing a broad aspect of final expense being taken advantage of right now between final expense. So we look at final expense as three different categories. And what we try to do is every agent needs three primary final expense products in their portfolio. So what I do is a simplified issued product. That's going to be your immediate coverage, like a Mutual of Omaha, for example. You need a guarantee issue for someone who's going to have cancer, and then a burial trust. That's for someone who has those funds right away, that $10,000 laying aside to pay for their funeral. So I break those into three different categories. Right now, why we're selling final expense? It's a smart options for our clients seeking a peace of mind. It's a great income opportunity for you guys. Commissions are great on these type of policies. They're simplified issued, means you're getting paid a lot quicker. So most of the carriers now are paying very, very fast, if not same day, next business day. And the applications can be issued right there. So we're able to take care of a client today. If I'm meeting with Mr. Smith and I write that client today, and we get him insured, we get him a policy, we get him approved, heaven forbid anything happens to him, he's taken care of immediately. So we're able to issue these policies very, very quick. So what's a final expense cost these days? On average, we're seeing around $12,500. So I use that leverage as kind of like an earmark for what final expense is going to cost a client. Now, the big thing that I stress with agents is just because the average funeral costs $12,500 doesn't mean the death benefit has to be $12,500. We want to make sure that the policies are enforced. So maybe that client can only afford a $5,000 policy or a $10,000 policy. We want to make sure that we can help the clients and have a policy for them when they need these types of things. So you can see the breakdown here with the funeral, how much different things are going to cost them. There's worksheets that we can share with you guys and get those over to Bill, not a problem. But there are different things that you can use to kind of help you cost how much a funeral is going to cost. But it really comes down to the cost of the face amount and making sure that the clients can afford the premiums with these different types of policies. One of the biggest things that I love to share, and this is one of my favorite slides that kind of breaks that down. When you look at a funeral, what a funeral entails and what a wedding entails. If you look at this, a wedding, most of us have been married before. Not that many of us had to bury our parents, or maybe we haven't had to deal with that. But most of us are going to be familiar with what a funeral, what a wedding entails, right? So with a wedding, we have 6 to 12 months to plan for that wedding. So find a church, get the flowers set up, food, music, all that with the ministers and all that. So we have a long period to plan for that wedding. Might not seem like that, but we have up to 12 months to do that. With a funeral, we have 6 to 12 hours to start planning for that process. And that's what really Legacy Safeguard hones in on, in helping people take care of that final piece of the puzzle and making sure that there's someone for the beneficiaries to help them out in that short period of time. So when we're working with different agents, there's a couple different things that we look at. What's important to the agent and to the client. For the client, brand recognition is big. With Mutual of Omaha, that's that big brand recognition, affordable premiums. It's a quick turnaround time. We can issue these policies immediately. And then the relationship with you, the agent. Mutual is very good. All these carriers are really good at touching base with the agents and making sure that you guys are taken care of. And as for the client, it's easy underwriting. So we're able to get these policies pushed through quickly. It's competitive premiums. So we have very competitive premiums with that, and it's the ease of application process. So how easy is it for the agent to walk through these different carriers? They've made this so much easier for us to do online applications. And that's really what we're seeing with the momentum going, is going away from the paper applications and going to that e-platform or voice signatures. So I'm a baseball guy. I really like baseball. And one of the things that I look at with this is I kind of talk about file expenses covering the bases. So a stat that I found that I really like is 52% of potential life insurance buyers said that they would be more likely to purchase life insurance if they didn't have to go through a physical exam. And with final expense, we don't have to go through any physical exam. There's no blood, there's no urine. These are simplified issued products, which I'll show you later, the underwriting questions. But they don't have to do any of that. There's no parameds or anything like that. These are simplified issued small whole life policies. So in keeping with that baseball theme, I think of first base as my traditional final expense. These are going to be easy to use applications to determine the products that can be offered to those different types of clients. Maybe they have diabetes, maybe they have COPD. We can get those types of clients insured at this day one coverage with Mutual of Omaha. The premiums are very competitive for the budgets of these clients, and then the brand recognition is top notch with Mutual of Omaha. Generally speaking, final expense can be between the ages of 0 to 85 with face amounts up to $50,000. Now remember, each carrier has their own ages and probably an age band with that. But generally speaking, what we tell agents is anything under $50,000 can be earmarked for a final expense. And we cover anywhere from 0 to 85 years old. Second base is my guarantee issue. So this is going to be someone who has cancer, who's been declined, who has dementia, that didn't qualify for day one coverage. They're going to qualify for our guarantee issue product. We have Great Western, which literally just changed their name to Wellaby, and we have Gerber Life for those two options. Issue ages on this are 40 to 80. Face amounts up to $25,000. So with a guarantee issue product, these are a return of premium plus 10% for the first 2 years. So year 3 is a full death benefit on this. Both these carriers are very, very competitive premiums, well known in this GI space. E-applications for both of them. Gerber does have a paper app if that's something that you're looking for, but solid guarantee issue companies. And my third base is irrevocable burial trust. So these are guarantee issue. Uh, Issue ages are 0 to 99, but this is a single pay product. So they're going to write a check. This is for the individual who has $10,000 set aside in a CD to pay for their funeral, or maybe they have $10,000 in cash underneath their mattress. This is a way that we can go and we can pre-fund their funeral without having to go into a funeral home to do that. And we use National Guardian Life for that with this irrevocable burial trust. Very solid product. But what I wanted to do today was go into a little bit more of the details with Mutual of Omaha and their Living Promise product. This is by far my number one final expense product, just because of the brand recognition and how simple these are to get issued. So they have a level death benefit and they have a graded death benefit. So we'll start with the level death benefit here. This is first base, right? So we got issue ages of 45 to 85 with face amounts up to $50,000. And they have your traditional standard non-tobacco rates. Graded death benefit, ages 45 to 80, face amounts of $2,000 to $20,000, so a little bit different on that death benefit range. Again, this is a 2-year return of premium plus 10%. Year 3 will be the full death benefit with that. You do have a couple riders that are included with this. You have the accidental death benefit, that's a cost, and you have the no-cost riders like the accelerated death benefit, terminal illness rider, and nursing home confinement. As far as the cost goes with the accidental death benefit, that's going to be a couple dollars more a month. You can find that on the quoting tool, but that would be if you, heaven forbid, you got called home early and you got hit by a bus and your death benefit's $10,000, you would actually have a death benefit of $20,000. So it's double the death benefit if it's an accidental. The accelerated death benefit or the terminal illness rider, those are a little bit different in the aspect. If you have terminal illness and you have a doctor's note saying that they have less than 12 months to live, they can take out a percentage of that death benefit to go pre-fund their funerals. And that's at no cost. That'll be included in most of your final expense carriers at no cost. And then the accidental is a cost for all carriers as well. So they're very consistent with those two riders in the final expense space. So it's not going to be specific just to Mutual of Omaha. It would be with your CVS or Liberty Bankers or any of those carriers. Like I said, the Living Promise does have a cascading application. So you're going to have a couple underwriting questions. When you're doing the application here and you're going through these different sections, if the proposed insured answers yes to the questions, that person is not eligible for any coverage. So they're really good about breaking that down and saying where they will qualify for these types of clients. Kind of run through here. The big ones that we get questions on are diabetes. Diabetes will qualify for day 1. The question is if it's diagnosed before the age of 50 is a common one. They're on that. So if any are answered in this section is yes, the insured is eligible for a graded death benefit. So the underwriting with the Living Promise is when I look at all the different final expense carriers between CVS, you got the Liberty Bankers, you got the Transamerica's, Mutual of Omaha is going to be the most liberal underwriting. So when I'm working with brokers, that's the carrier that I start with everybody because I'm able to get the clients insured and have the agent have that success right away. All the platforms are very simple to use. If it's an e-application, Mutual is a very, very easy application to do online. I don't have that for the presentation today with the e-app. They just don't have any type of a platform to show that, but the e-application is very simple. And we do have tools that can help you walk through that different process with each of the carriers that we work with that we'll be able to share with you. But they're very, very easy to work with. Eligibility requirements, MIB, farm check, phone interviews. These are all different things that the carriers do. Mutual of Omaha does really, really, really good. Another feature with Mutual of Omaha that I absolutely love is if a client takes out a $10,000 death benefit and they pass away, Mutual of Omaha will pay that death benefit without a death certificate right away to get that taken care of. So they'll pay that immediately if we run into that issue. Mutual of Omaha is the only carrier that will do that. If it's a $10,000 policy or below, they will pay that claim out without a death certificate. Now, you will have to provide that later, but that's just another selling feature that Mutual of Omaha will do for your clients. Two different marketing pieces that we have here. We have the brochure. This is the brochure that we hand out to our clients. Kind of talks about the different processes with Mutual of Omaha, the different riders and how those riders will work. And then you have the product overview that we can share with the clients. It talks about the ages and death benefits that Mutual of Omaha does offer. A quoting tool that we use. So if you go to Mutual of Omaha and you go to the /quotes, you can actually run these quotes online. It's very simple, very easy to use, and it's going to give you the whole process of the quote. Very self-explanatory here. The current age, level or graded. I'd keep that on the level death benefit. Again, if you did the paper application, you're going to know if they qualify level or graded. Gender, tobacco, and then face amounts up to $50,000 here. Now remember, if it goes to a graded death benefit, it's going to cut off there, but very easy quoting software to use. Again, Mutual of Omaha. But really the big selling feature that we see with our brokers is our legacy safeguard service. And that's protecting your family and protecting your legacy. So really what we look at doing with Legacy Safeguard is it's a turnkey marketing system for us. Now this was all built for the clients and the agents to commingle together. So we're able to set more appointments, make more presentations, and close more sales just by adding this Legacy Safeguard feature. So really the agent benefits, it's a cross-selling opportunity. That's one of the things Bill mentioned earlier was how do we get into more houses and get more policies with these different types of clients. This Legacy Safeguard feature is completely free. It's a complimentary service that you are giving to your clients. So we're able to cross-market that. We're able to increase the client retention, getting more policies in the house, and then we're able to get a lot of referrals off of this Legacy Safeguard. And how we do that is by a simple enrollment form. It's very simple, very easy to do this. But you might be asking, what is Legacy Safeguard? So Legacy Safeguard is going to give you different benefits to it, whether it's your legacy planning services, estate planning support, end-of-life planning, or support for the survivors. So as far as legacy planning services, what we're able to do is we're able to go online and they're able to have what they want done on that day. So if, like for example, with me, I'm in Nebraska. If I want to be buried in a Nebraska polo and have everything Nebraska, I can put that on there. What types of dogs to give my cat, what my usernames or passwords are, where my insurance policies are at, and those policy numbers so that my beneficiaries will know exactly what I have. And it makes it a lot easier for them. The estate planning support. So this is going to be more of if you're getting into the estate and you need some of those lawyers, anything like that, estate planning, that's where that's going to be. Really, I like the end-of-life planning here. So this is going to be an advisor. If you don't have like a funeral home already found, you can work with a funeral home. You can work with them, help them negotiate funeral prices for your clients with the beneficiaries. And then it's basically all-encompassing support for the survivors. So really, really like the Legacy Safeguard and what that really does for your clients and helping their retention with this. Because anytime that we sell a Legacy Safeguard policy, but anytime we use a Legacy Safeguard policy, your information as the writing agent is going to be on there. So they can share that with anybody. But how do you set up someone for this? There's an online enrollment form that you will go to with Legacy Safeguard. You'll go on there and we can get all this information over to you. But you'll go on to the enrollment form. You'll just quickly put all that information in for your client. They're going to get an email with a username and a password, and they're going to have all that information available to them. So they're going to get this. They're going to get their name, their membership ID, all that information they're going to have provided to them. And as you can see, it's provided by John Advisor. So that's going to be your information. So anytime that they talk about their final piece of the puzzle or talking about funeral insurance or anything like that, they're able to make reference to this Legacy Safeguard and that it was provided by you. So I really, really like that turnkey system for the agents with that. Their membership card, we kind of talked about that high level here. Everything is going to be provided to them. They have their membership card. If they have any questions about how to get online or have any tech issues, because it all is going to be online, they'll have a number to call and have them help out with that. So really like the Legacy Safeguard and what it's doing for the agents and really helping their business. Where the agents, where you can go and get your training with Legacy Safeguard here is you can go to Legacy Safeguard University. You'll want to register on there. And that's where we can get, if there's different marketing materials that you have or training guides or the enrollment forms, anything that you want that pertains to Legacy Safeguard, you can go on that university website and you can obtain all that information right there. So if there's a PowerPoint presentation that you want to do or put this in your seminar trainings, you guys have access, complete access to all of that with Legacy Safeguard. So very excited about the opportunities that Legacy brings with all of our carriers. So it's just not Mutual of Omaha. It could be the CVS Final Expense product, or it could be Liberty Bankers, or American Amicable, or Transamerica. Legacy Safeguard is portable to any one of those carriers, so we're not restricted to just Mutual of Omaha. Bill, Andrew?
No, that was great. Excellent job, Nate. We appreciate that. And I think it's also important. I want everyone to understand there's a lot of moving parts here, and we're going to send out a thank you email tonight before we wrap up for the day, and we'll include all of these brochures, contracting, marketing material, everything Nate just touched on as well. So don't worry about that. Okay, Nate, any last words before we wrap up? I have about 10 more minutes, but do you have anything else you want to leave the audience with? Oh, I think we are.
I appreciate everyone's. Nope, I had the mute on. I'm sorry. No, I appreciate everyone coming on today. I know Final Expense is a growing market right now with everything going on in the senior space. It's that final piece of the puzzle. I can't say that enough. That everyone needs to take care of that final piece of the puzzle, the final burden off of their loved ones. So, no, glad I could be a part of it. And if there's questions, I can answer them.
Perfect. Okay, thank you for that, Nate. Yeah, and any one of our marketers here obviously can help you. If we need to patch in Nate with any conference calls or three-way calls, we can do that as well. Let's go to the next slide here. What I want to do is I want to talk about, so you just heard a lot of stuff about Legacy Safeguard, a lot of great stuff about Living Promise, and a few other Final Expense products that have great niches, very simple with the e-app and voice sign. How to get started. So if you're already with Mutual of Omaha, right, through another upline, and you say to yourself, I want this great turnkey platform, I want the scholarship platform, I want the Amazon kind of a client sign up direct to consumer with Levinson, transfer the contract over to us. We match or most of the time beat your commissions. Plus, we give you free cash or free leads with your first paid app when you transfer. So we make it a win-win-win across the board. And obviously, you get access then to our entire staff website, all the resources and marketing materials. So very simple. This will be in your inbox. And if you have questions, obviously, just let us know. We'll get you up and running, no problem. Let's keep moving forward. What I also want to talk about here is shifting gears for a second. And, you think about, Insure Me Now Direct, and, you might say to yourself, well, maybe the senior market, they're not so comfortable going on my website and buying a policy in 11 minutes or less. Keep in mind, you can do this with your client over a phone call, okay? Or if you say, hey, Bobby, are you in front of your computer? You can email your link to them and walk them through the process. Or if you're at the grocery store tonight and you run into someone, you can pull out your smartphone or an iPad, a tablet, okay, and do this together. Run a quote, okay, and if they say, wow, this is great, $96 a month for 30,000, whatever, okay, I want to apply. Well, turn the screen around and let them go through the process. Everything from A to Z in less than 11 minutes. Okay, it's very simple, and it doesn't necessarily have to be at 2 a.m. And this is the cool part here. So now, Insure Me Now Direct today has Gerber Life built in. So remember I was talking about, guaranteed issue, final expense, also the children's whole life with the free scholarship? Your client can do all this while you're sleeping. Okay, on the site, Gerber's built in. Plus, we now have Manhattan Life as well. So Manhattan Life, you talk about being competitive in the FEX world. No one's going to beat their premium. Up to $100,000, up to age 65, no exam, direct to consumer. Okay, it's all 1, 2, 3, less than 11 minutes. And everything that you're looking at on that screen, those logos, are all on Insure Me Now direct today. Okay, even if it's a guaranteed issue accident plan, 350,000, use the Assurity product, 11 minutes or less, plus free scholarship, even for an accident plan. Okay, so again, this is a win-win-win. We're even giving you $100 cash with your first application done through the platform. $100 cash, and most of these products pay great commissions and renewals. Okay, so it's the same as if you were face to face with a client at a Starbucks. There's no difference. So anyway, you got to try this out. We even pay the $100 if it's your own life or a family member. Nobody does that. Okay, that's how much we believe in the system, in the platform, in our technology that we own. Okay, so we're putting our money where our mouth is, period. Let's keep moving forward. All right, what I want to do next is talk about our latest addition. Sika Citizens came out with their own life product. And we were, in fact, the first IMO to come on board with over 20,000 agents. We were also the first and only IMO to offer a $200 app bonus and a $500 grand prize giveaway. Here's what's so cool with Sika. So, number one, issue ages 0 to 85. They have a simplified issue or a guaranteed issue version. And believe it or not, most of the impaired risk clients, not all, most are going to fall into the SI side, which means more competitive premium, better compensation, better renewals. Okay, it's a win-win-win across the board. And we just found out starting Monday, we can now process your contracting again. We were on a 2-week hold because of the number of applications that came in a short time. They were a little overwhelmed at the home office, but we have the green light as of this coming Monday. So we're back in business on Monday. Let's keep moving forward. Okay, what I want to talk about next is you heard a lot about Mutual of Omaha, Living Promise. Well, I want to shed some light on our other competitive carriers and products. I know Nate did a great job of this, but I also want to shift gears again. Top left corner, CVS has that great brand logo, right? Everybody knows, everyone's heard of CVS. Here's the great part. Check out the issue ages up to age 89 and no build chart, which is astonishing to me. I mean, I don't know how they do it, but they're doing it, and they've done it for years now. So everything is just fine. Just under that is Sika up to age 85. I love how they have a GI guaranteed issue or SI simplified issue product variation. So if you think it's guaranteed issue, well, talk to one of our marketers first, and you have a good shot at getting the SI, the better premium, better comp. And again, 0 to age 85. Love that. That's a huge. In fact, I've never seen that type of issue range for a product like this, 0 to 85, unless it's one of those association type products, which we all know what the real story is there. Okay, I'm not a big fan. Just under that is Gerber Life. Gerber has some awesome products all built in to Insure Me Now Direct. They all come with the scholarship program. Manhattan Life, again, the price leader when it comes to full pay or short pay. Simplified issue, whole life, great for final expense. Also approved with Sage. On the bottom, Wellaby, Great Western, level or guaranteed issue, accepts power of attorney signature, another big deal, and no build chart. Okay, love that. And premiums are very competitive. We also have over 25 carriers with direct contracts. So you're not in one of these MLM pyramids under 28 and a half levels below the GA, who's under the MGA, who's under the IMO4, okay, who points to the carrier. No, it's you, us, and the company. Period. Let's keep moving. Take advantage of our resources. This is a great tool When you're talking about quoting out in the field from your phone, your tablet, okay, this is our FEX quote engine, and we have a built in health analyzer, which will tell you exactly where your client falls in with what company, what product, what the premium is, everything updated real time fashion. All of this is complimentary. But by the way, even Legacy Safeguard is complimentary. So again, you got to run with this. Sage, the scholarship program, is complimentary. In fact, we don't charge for any of this. The only thing that you'll have to pay for, if you want, is our co-op lead program. That's it. Let's keep moving forward. What I want to do next is I spoke about in the beginning using this whole children's whole life concept, okay, or even using final expense with grandparents, parents, okay. This is a no-brainer, and if you explain Sage and final expense properly, you're going to get the sale every time, and your competitors don't have access to this program unless they're a Levinson agent. Okay? I can promise you that. Okay, so what you're looking at in front of you is the scholarship program. No, there's no gray area, small print. Okay, if you're a Levinson agent, we have a form to activate you. Once you're enrolled in the program, then you are off to the races. You can give this out to every single policy sold, okay, today, or even if they bought, let's say, for example, Mutual of Omaha Living Promise 5 years ago, you can go back and reward the scholarship program to your client. Okay, another great way to generate new referrals. Think about that. You come in as Superman or Superwoman saying, Shirley, I sold you this $25,000 whole life 7 years ago with Mutual of Omaha. Guess what? I'm now a Levinson Sage approved agent. I can give you this free scholarship program because you bought this policy 7 years ago. Okay, it's not only for new applications. Okay, it's in your entire book of business as long as it's with the approved carrier and product. That's a big deal. And then every client, think of like a Bank of America checking account. They have their own account online with Sage. They can go in, see how many points they have. Every point is $1 of scholarship. Okay. And then let's say the child goes to Florida State University and they're not on the program. Okay. They didn't go to Embry-Riddle or Lynn University in Florida. Okay. They went to Florida State. They can transfer the scholarship to another family member. Okay. So do you see the value here? And guess what? The insured didn't pay a penny for the program anyway. So there's so much value here. Again, I can't stress it enough. Those are the carriers on the right-hand side. Plus, we have another, 7 on top of this. Let's keep moving forward. I want to show you a real live example. Okay, let's pretend that I'm an agent and you're the client. Okay, so I'm presenting this to you and I'm showing you why it's so valuable for you to have this Mutual of Omaha Living Promise final expense product, right? Because you have a grandchild or grandchildren, right? And we're going to talk about college planning, college funding. So this is a great example. Living Promise, 65-year-old non-smoker, $25,000 of death benefit. As you can see, left side is cash accumulation building up. It's guaranteed, right? Tax free, as long as we stay under the death benefit. And then you're going to see the death benefit all the way over on the right side, all guaranteed because it's a whole life product. Now we're going to scroll over to another illustration, which is Sage. So take a look at those points accruing every single year. At the end of 20 years, look what we have, 43,000 points. That means $43,000 of scholarship. So now put your thinking cap on, clients, for a second, okay? You, as the client, as the insured, you just spent a total of $23,500, let's call it, okay? Make it an even $23,000 over a 20-year period, okay? What happens in 20 years? Let's say little Johnny, little Shirley, now they're 20 years old or 21, whatever it is, okay? There's still 2-3 years left of school, depending on the child. Okay, so now fast forward 20 years, the total return, if that insured is still alive, is $57,000, including the scholarship points. So they put out 23,500. The return is almost 3 times at 57,000 if they're alive to be used for a 4-year tuition. Okay? If the client passes, God forbid, there's now $68,000 to be used for a 4-year tuition. Now, I'm not saying that's enough for 4 years, but it certainly would help for a year or two, right? For $97 a month, okay? And then if the client passes along the way, there's a tax-free death benefit. This is a no-brainer. Who's going to say no to this? Especially when the other agent that's trying to quote the same product or another product without Sage, okay, they're coming back and they're showing all of this, but there's 43,000 missing because they're not a Levinson Sage approved agent. Okay? Do you see the value now? $23,500 turned into $68,000 guaranteed to be used for little Johnny's 4-year tuition. Okay? Hello? Now, you can also do this for a children's whole life policy. Same concept. And we have all the marketing material that goes along with this. Let's keep moving forward. Okay, what I want to talk about next is seminar sales, okay, or final expense mailers. We have a great new program. We have co-op pricing for Levinson agents. Remember I said everything is free except if you want to participate in the lead programs. This is one of them. I love this. If you're working financial services, annuities, IUL, FEX, seminars, we have all the above. It's built into our one turnkey platform. We have a website domain you can log into and check out all the programs in your discount. Okay, let's keep moving forward. The next slide here is our Facebook ad program focused on final expense. Another great program, and all of these leads go directly to you. They're Facebook ads generated just for final expense marketing and sales. Let's keep moving forward. What I want to do now is talk about you marketing these products for free. Okay, this doesn't cost you a penny. By the way, you should do this. Write this down. You can go on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Do is go in the search bar, put in final expense, put in whole life, put in life insurance. Okay, and then you have an option. You can click on recent top posts. Okay, recent top posts or top performing posts. And then the system is going to tell you, the social media page is going to tell you and show you the top performing posts based on that term that you put in. Okay. I share these with you every week because I want to give you ideas. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. I always tell you, change a few spokes. But again, this isn't rocket science. These posts are performing 493 likes, 80 comments, 600 likes, hundreds of comments. And here's my point. You ready? Is this rocket science? Is this so difficult? Let's look over to the left side. Over 1/3 of all households in America said they would feel the unfortunate financial effects within a month if they lost the breadwinner. Okay, you can do something like this. Why not? All this does is generate questions and likes, and every question deserves a direct message from you reaching out to run a quote or help with any questions they have. This is a free way to generate your own leads, and it's so simple. Okay, don't reinvent the wheel. Okay, it's already done for you. Let's keep moving forward. Next slide here is a great training tool that you all should run with. Leverage. Everything's done for you here. Okay? Real fast, this is our podcast. Every month I come out with a new episode. But here's what I want to focus on. Bottom left corner, I sat down with the president of Manhattan Life to talk about Insure Me Now Direct, all of the great products they offer, including the final expense that's baked into Insure Me Now Direct. But it's a great way to learn. The middle episode 19 is Tony Robbins' right-hand man. Okay, you talk about getting your head in the right place every day, right? And being in a positive mindset, not letting these personal things affect you and your sales and your marketing. Okay, that's a great way to move the needle mentally on a personal level. On the right-hand side, the infamous Gary Vaynerchuk. He doesn't know about life insurance marketing. He probably doesn't know how to spell final expense, but it's okay. What he does know about is marketing on social media in 2024 and in the future. Okay, and he gives you some basic concepts on what's working in other industries. Okay, and then what we can use in our space. Okay, but then the top episode 48 is our most recent. Okay, that's with Emmanuel, one of our top GAs that works 100% virtual and through the phone. Okay, never sees clients face to face, even before COVID. Okay, one of our top agencies in the U.S. The guy is a beast. Okay, this is a great way to learn, innovate, pivot for 2024. And then left side is Mike Savage. That is his personal coach. And that this is a great session with the three of us. We talk about everything from A to Z. Almost on here, by the way. I know I'm ranting a little bit. Second to last slide is what you're on right now. These are our live weekly training events. And I want to talk about some important dates that you need to be aware of. The first one, you need to write this down, April 12th. That's our expo. Do not miss that day. If you're not registered, okay, and I would say like I said, we're about 93% at capacity. You have literally about a week to 10 days left before we're maxed out. So make sure you do that today. You'll have the invite in your inbox. A couple other great trainings I want to point out is Americo launched their new IUL Instant Decision. That's brand new, great product on the 28th. Then we did a 101, how to do business with Levinson. We break it down, keep it very simple. That's on the 3rd. Just under that, we bring in our top consultant from the annuity world. Okay, Chris will join us for an hour. That's on the 18th. Just under that, Emeritus, you'll be able to have access to all of their products, not just term and IUL. Okay, starting on the 25th of April, that's going to be another big one. Just under that, we have exclusive legacy annuity products. We sit down with our VP, and then on the bottom, we bring in One America. In fact, he's one of my favorite VPs. We're going to talk all about linked products, life and annuities with long-term care and living benefits. That's on the 9th of May. So some great trainings coming up. Now, this is my last and final slide. What I always like to do here is talk about my Positive Tuesday quote on the left, and then we're going to have our question of the day, but we are done. Don't worry. You can start using some of these ideas this afternoon, okay, especially the sage illustration I showed you. That's a no-brainer. I would be, if I had my own YouTube channel on a retail level, which we don't do, we don't sell, we're a wholesaler, but if I did, I would be all over that. I would make my own YouTube video, 2 minutes I can explain that concept, and my phone would be ringing off the hook. Okay, anyway, left-hand side, karma is real, energy is contagious, and a clear conscience is crucial. Okay, live your life accordingly. This all comes down to doing the right thing every single day, period. Personal or business, doesn't matter, okay? Do the right thing. It's going to come to the surface anyway. That's the whole point between my Positive Tuesday quote. And then I'm going to move over to the right-hand side and talk about my question of the day. Get your little fingers on your keyboard. Make sure you answer first and make sure you answer correctly. My question is, it's a two-parter. Are you ready? I hope so. What is the max face amount available and the max age limit for the Manhattan Life Whole Life Final Expense Plan on Insure Me Now Direct? So it's a two-part question. What's the max issue age and max face amount on the Manhattan Life Whole Life Final Expense product on Insure Me Now Direct? Max age, max issue age, max face amount available, instant decision on the Insure Me Now Direct site. You tell me, and you win. The Fire Tablet Prospecting Book on us. Andrew, who was first and who was correct?
Okay, Randall A. Randall A.
Randall A. The answer is age 65 is the max, up to 100,000. I just want to once again thank everyone for taking the time. Congrats, Randall. Congrats to all of you because you sat here with us for 56 and a half minutes. I know you walked away with a nugget or two you can use this afternoon, so it was worth your time. If you have questions, never hesitate to reach out. Great selling. And I'm telling you right now, you better be RSVP'd for our expo because I want to see you all face to face April 12th on the beach in sunny South Florida. Have a great rest of the week. Great selling. Thank you again.